So I'm going to give you all some examples of scriptures that I commonly see taken out of context, and just to show y'all why it's important to read scripture in context, to be able to really understand what's going on. And so that those of you who are maybe skeptical can kind of see what I mean. Also, fair warning, some of these have a little trauma tied to them, at least from my perspective, because I've seen scripture taken out of context and used to hurt people, and that's really unfortunate. And there's also some things that are a bit controversial, even amongst Christians, and so we can talk about that in another video. But I picked one that was maybe a little bit more chill, a little bit less baggage tied to it, but it's one that I see taken out of context a lot, and that is Psalm 46:5, which says, "If God is within her, she will not fall." Or in some translations it says, "If God is within her, she will not fail." I've seen this in a lot of girls' Instagram bios. I've seen this printed on t-shirts, on mugs, on note cards. I've heard people quote it as their life verse, but I don't think they're thinking about the context of what it actually means. You see, by her, it's not talking about an individual woman, but it's actually talking about the city of Jerusalem. And Psalm 46 is basically, the context is talking about how God is faithful to protect the city of Jerusalem, to protect the Israelite people in the midst of battle and because from their foreign enemies. That's what it's talking about. And some believe that the historical context surrounding this was that the inspiration of this psalm might have come under King Hezekiah's reign, when the Assyrian king Sennacherib laid siege to Jerusalem. And Hezekiah cried out to the Lord, and the Lord rescued the city. And so even though the Assyrian soldiers were skilled, they were unable to take Jerusalem and defeat them. But that was a lot later than David, but we believe that other people other than David also wrote part of Psalms. So that could be. Or it could be talking about, David fought a lot of battles with a lot of foreign enemies, so it could have been one of those. But either way, that's what it's talking about, and we see a lot of battle imagery in the Psalm itself, and talking about the Lord's protection in that way, and his way to be available to his people in that way. So these people who are using it thinking, oh wow, if I just love Jesus and I'm a Christian, I'm not going to fail. No, let me tell you, I love Jesus, but I've failed many, 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 many times, okay? I've fallen, I've failed, it happens, okay? That's not what that verse is saying. Surely there are other verses in scripture that talk about how the Lord is present with us in times of need, but there's not anything like that. And also that verse is talking about the city of Jerusalem.